Hey everyone, Hayan here. So Anthropic just dropped Claude Design. It is a new product that designs pitch decks, PPTs and etc. So we are here experimenting with it. So it was launched yesterday at 17th April, you can see here. And the important thing is we can create pitch decks from it. So we can now create pitch decks that we can export to Canva, and we can convert them pitch decks from our already created templates that have our colors, themes and etc. So basically what it does is it takes our whole code base from GitHub or from your local repositories and then read it and then convert it to instruction markdown file, and then it reads instruction markdown file when you ask for a new product or new app. So the main benefit from it is your design stays consistent, your theme stays consistent, and the color you told it will be applied to your end product when you got it. Let's get back to the documentation here. For front-end development, you have video shaders in 3D and built-in AI options here. You can export to doc, PPT, XLS, and you can define your controls, etc. Okay, you can export it to Canva. Let's get to the actual product now. So here is the Claude Design interface. So first of all, here are different tabs. You can see prototype, slide deck, and from template other. So prototype is, we can tell it to generate a wireframe or high fidelity. Wireframe is just a skeleton of our app. So if you ask it to generate a CRM, it will just generate the skeleton or the wireframe of that app, so where the image would be placed here. So it is just a wireframe, and then high fidelity will actually have the button and the images there. So it is the more detail, and we are doing experimenting with this one. Okay, so first of all you have to set up the design system here, but we will get back to that in a minute. So you can do slide decks here, and then you can use from template. Okay, so let's get back to the design system. You can just click on the setup design system. It will take you to a page where you can enter the design system name and connect it to your code base. Then it will read your code base. So what a design system is: a design system is basically a Claude Design will read entirely and extract themes, colors and gradients and logos etc. from your code base, and then actually apply that in the end product you will ask it to generate. So if you ask it to generate a CRM app and you give it your code, then it will just extract your gradients, your icons, your SVGs, your logos, and then analyze them and then generate a markdown file with instruction of that, a theme.md or theme.json. So it works like that. So let's get back to it. So if you enter the customer management system, okay, so I am doing customer management system. You can do as you want here. You can also attach a link to your code on GitHub. So I'm using this GitHub repo. It's open source, so you can use that also. So it looks pretty dope here, and it has brilliant interface, so I'm using that. You can use anything you want. Just paste it here and click add. It will add it, and you can also connect it to GitHub, so it can read your past projects, past repos, and then adapt the themes from there. Connect it to our GitHub. So just give me a sec. Okay, so my GitHub is connected. I can also disconnect it later if I want, and I also configure it. Okay, so next option is link code from your computer. What it does is you can just skip that GitHub part and directly drag and drop your code base folder here, so it can read that instead of your GitHub repository if you are not comfortable with that. You can also upload a fake file here, and you can also attach your fonts or assets if you wanted to use that, and you can add notes here. If you want anything specifically, you can mention it here. Then you can continue, and once you press that button, it will ask you to wait 5 minutes until it designs the system. completely, so we can just click generate and it will start generating. So now we will have to wait for 5 minutes and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, so now it is pretty much done here and it is asking us for reviews. It is like 14 reviews and the theme looks similar from here. We can match it, and if it looks good, we can just say it looks good. Looks good. I think looks good. Looks good. And if you don't like anything, you can just say need works, and it will ask you to prompt details that you want to change. Looks good. Looks good. So for example, I want it to use my logo instead of this logo. Then you can ask it, is it my logo or use my logo? Submit, and then it will use your logo. Looks good. Okay, so then missing brand fonts, you can just try to upload fonts from here. I'm not using fonts from now. We can just skip that. Okay, so it's all done now with the project, with the design system. I will explain in a bit what is a design system. So we can ignore this error for now because we are not using specific fonts that are from my brand. So we are just experimenting with it, so we can ignore it safely. But if you are using it for your brand, you can definitely upload fonts from here. So it is asking us for a review. We can match that with doubling we gave it in the design system setup. So yeah, it looks correct. It looks according to my expectation. We can say looks good. But if this doesn't matches what you expected, so you can just say need works, and then you will mention what thing need work specifically. Also it is clickable, so you can click just settings, add new customer. It is totally interactive. So here you go, you can do this, and if everything looks good, you can just say looks good. Okay, so now let's get back to the design system. So what we did here is, when we gave the Claude Design this repo, it extracted the whole design setup like fonts, UI setup like border radius of buttons, and the minor details, and it captures all things, the minor details to the highlights to logos and everything else. And then it created a design file in its design file directory with every detail mentioned to the point, like what is the border radius that we used in our repo, what is the theme, what are the colors, what are the gradients, and it does very detailed work here. So we can go to the design files directory and we can see we have different folders here, like fonts folder, preview, UI kits, and etc., and we can download them. So it holds our whole structure of our project. So the Claude can use this now as a context, and the point of doing all this setup is when we created something new with Claude from here, like we say I want to create an app, or I want to create something new, so it will use that whole repo thing that it did here. It will use all that as a context, and it will keep our consistent, so theme consistent basically. It also created the SKILL.md. It mentioned everything in there as well, so we can also view that. readme.md, it pulled everything from GitHub, so you can just ask Claude for details of that stuff. And now create anything you want here. You can just prompt here to create anything, and it will keep the UI as a context, and it will generate the theme that will be consistent to the theme that you want it here, just like this theme. So if we ask it to generate a customer portal, like we can ask it to generate a login and sign up. page now. Send. So you can see it did a lot of work here. It did not generate slides because we didn't mention that. Like, we can ask it to generate slides about that project and we can show that to client. So it is now done with UI. We asked for like a sign up and auth login page, so it is now done with it, and you can see it kept the UI theme consistent. So we can just ask it to change this logo if you don't like it, and we can enter login password as sign in with Google. So it kept the theme consistent. You can match it with here. I had a dark color and a light color, and it kept the theme consistent, so I would say look good. And as I said, you can explore it more and design what you want from it. So it's a great tool, and I would say you guys should use that for your slide decks and etc. Like how you want, you can start a new chat from here, and you can go back to home and then you select that from template and other options as well. Try it out for yourself and explore it. So thank you for today. Bye bye.